This video will cover the Z-switch offset. The Z-switch offset is used in the operation of the machine to find the top of the metal before every piercing. It's one of probably the most understood components of what the user has to enter, and it's also one of the most important. Without the Z-switch offset being set properly, we'll not be able to find the top of the plate accurately, which will then of course affect our pierce height and our cut height, which I've already discussed makes a huge difference in cut quality because distance the consumable is from your metal is extremely important. So what Z-switch offset is when the torch comes down to reference and it touches the metal, it rolls up, it pushes up, and it trips a switch. There is a dead spot from the time the torch touches the metal till the switch is tripped. What we have to do is we have to identify that. We have to find out what that number is. It's not, excuse me, it's not extremely important what that number is. It's just that we need to know what it is and it needs to be repeatable. Every machine that leaves here will have this already set. Each machine is slightly different. We set them accurately and exactly after the machine is built. Also, every machine will come with a test bar, which is a precision ground piece of 1/4" bar stock. To check our Z-switch offset, what we want to do is move the torch over the top of a piece of metal. The thickness of the metal is really irrelevant. However, we don't want to use, something really thin that can deflect. So, 10 gauge and thicker is what's preferred. Does not matter where on the table it's located. Obviously, the closer up front you do, the easier it is for you, the operator, to get to it. This really should be checked quite often, especially if you're having any kind of cut issues, and especially when you first get the machine until you really learn the whole process. It takes all of 10 seconds to check this, so why someone wouldn't check it every day is beyond me. It's literally just a check, because things do move, especially after a crash. God forbid there is one, or you've taken the torch out, you've changed the consumables, whatever. It really is a good idea to check it. So what we do is we jog the machine over until it's above the metal. Run the torch down manually with the page down key until it's, half an inch or so away from the metal. We click the 0 all button. Then what we're going to do is we're going to click check Z-switch offset. You will see that it is going to go down until the switch is closed, at which point it is going to apply the number that is here, and it's going to go up to our test bar height, which is 1/4 inch. So now it found the top of the plate, and it is saying it's 1/4 inch from the plate. This is real simple. We have 1/4 inch test bar. We need to use it as a feeler gauge and see if it fits snugly, but not too tight, but not flopping around, between the tip of the torch and the metal we just tested. That's all there is to it. If it is too tight, what we need to do is increase this number. If it is too loose, we need to decrease it. It's not that scientific. It's brain dead simple to operate. So let's say, for example, I were to try to fit this test bar in, and it does not fit properly. It is too tight. I cannot fit it in. Well, then what I need to do is enter. So I click on here. Now I'm at 35 thousandths. I would go in increments of 5 thousandths. So I would type in 0.04 and then make sure to click enter. We would then run the Z-switch offset again. You can see that it still goes up to 1/4. What it thinks is 1/4. We need to verify that that's 1/4. So we're basically, in a sense, calibrating the machine. Now it still doesn't fit, but it's a lot closer. Now we can start fine-tuning it. What you might want to do is go way beyond. So you would go 0.05, check Z-switch offset. We check it. Now it's too loose. Okay, we now know it's between 40 and 50, so we'll enter 45. Again, this seems like it's a long, drawn-out process, but typically once you get this in here, unless you have a major crash or you're never going to have to change it, but it's good to just verify it. On this particular machine, I know it's 35 thousandths. So I'm going to set that again, and I'm going to check it with my test bar and verify. And sure enough, it's a nice fit, but it does roll under it. That is all there is. One important thing to remember is when you click in this DRO, enter your number, make sure you depress the enter button after. And also, after you're satisfied and this is the correct number, you want to go to configure and then go all the way to the bottom and click save settings. If not, when you shut the computer down and you start it back up and you start this program back up, the control program, this will default the last time save settings was changed. So that's very important. And that's all there is to checking the Z-switch offset, which again should be checked, I recommend, daily.